Hello, everyone. I think I'm live now. So, those who are watching me live, can you guys give me the confirmation? Am I clearly visible, properly audible, or not? We will start our live within very seconds, right? Uh, just give me some time. And in the meanwhile, I think people are also joining. I'll take few more minutes and then maybe we can start our very interesting live today. We'll discuss few amazing stuffs in the today's live. A very good evening, Ankit. A very good evening, Nishit. How are you guys? Is everything going great? How is everyone? In the meanwhile, I'll take few seconds and then we'll start our today's session. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions, anything to ask, you can just try to write in the chat window. I'll take it step by step. Okay? Okay, perfect. Many people I have joined. I think Ankit is saying I'm not able to make changes in resume. I need internship in urgent. Why you don't able to make changes in resume, Ankit? A very good evening, Vikas. A very good evening, AIM IIT. Okay, okay. Let me do one thing. Let me try to share my screen on the very first hand, right? And then maybe we can start our today's live. In today's live, we have one amazing guest as well. That would be a surprise for you all. So please stay tuned. I'll call in between that guest also, right? We are working together in something which is very great in healthcare domain, and he will talk about each and everything by giving you a real time examples in the industry what is happening in healthcare domain. So those who are interested and really wants to know about AI specifically in healthcare, please stay tuned until the end of the video. I believe you will not able to get this kind of content, anywhere because real time examples, real time illustrations we will try to give. Today I am not alone. With me there is someone. We will call him. Okay, just wait for a while. I'll give you a brief overview about what things we will discuss today, and then maybe I'll call him, and then we both together will try to convey you the stuffs. Okay, so basically, data science में whenever we talk about data science, we always talk about the models, right? Model training हो रहा है, results आ रहे हैं. Specifically in other domains like finance, banking, blockchain. There are so many security-based domains. There are so many different domains that we have. Cyber security is there. In healthcare domain we usually think beyond the models because in healthcare model training is not about something which is very crucial task to do. Before that there are so many challenges which we usually face in order to first of all collect the data. Then we have lot many challenges in terms of getting that balanced data. For example, I will give you a very simple example of a healthcare data set. For example, someone wants to, again it's a real time problem. If you will be able to see, I hope you have seen it a lot many number of times. Cancer detection, have you gone through this problem? Have you seen it in real time that nowadays this cancerous detection is done by AI based models, AI based machines? Uh, we have in small cities where the experts are not available, things going on in order to get that level where we will be having a AI based models, and those models will be able to suggest, diagnose, prognose each and everything with respect to the given data set that we have. Now the question is how basically we will be able to detect anything with respect to this data set. We will take one simple example of cancer detection and then we will move ahead. So what usually happens in this healthcare based data set, that let's say we will be having a data of a blood test. Blood test sample is there. Okay, then we have something, x-ray images of all the patients that we have. X-ray images are there. Then maybe we have the genetic information, because whenever we are talking about cancerous patients, there are high chances that genetic problem will be there, right? And we used to pass on these kind of data sets to a AI based model. Now there can be machine learning based models which are there can be a deep learning based models which are there, CNN based models which are there. Means we will apply the model on top of this to understand the pattern of a data and to analyze that whether the data belongs to a cancerous patient or the data belongs to a non cancerous patient. So what this model will give to us, this model will provide us a diagnosis first of all, that okay, which particular patient data it belongs to. Second thing, it will provide to me the treatment. Okay, for example, this particular data belongs to a cancerous patient. So what is the cure part of that? Means what we want is, in healthcare we want explainability. I think I already have covered up in one of the video the concept of explainability in AI. This is very very important, specifically in healthcare domain, that whatever model is suggesting to us, whatever model is trying to convey to us, how much reliable that information is, and that information reliability I will be able to check it out with the help of this explainability factor. Okay, and the last thing is prognosis of this particular disease, right? Similar to this, when I remember the COVID happened, I was working on the COVID based data. So this is about the cancer detection. Similarly, a COVID detection, COVID 19 detection, which came, I hope everyone remember. Similar kind of model works into picture where we will be having not X-ray images, but at that time I was having a CT scan of a patient, and the task is to classify that whether a person belongs to a COVID patient or a person belongs to a non-COVID person. Okay, so if you will be able to observe, with the help of this AI based technology coming into picture in healthcare specifically, even though the doctors are very less, even though if you will be able to see the statistics, the radiologist available in the India is very less as comparable to other countries. But this models, if they are reliable, I'm again and again saying they are reliable, because when we are talking about a healthcare domain, we have to make sure that we are risking the lives of the people. So our model should be reliable, and if the model is reliable in that particular scenario, how basically this technology will help so many people, specifically those people who belongs to a very small area. If that machine is available, they will be able to get an idea that okay, how much is the percentage of the chance of the living if they are having a cancer, if they are having a COVID, like whether they should go to the hospitals to get admit or not. That kind of things are possible. Similarly, Google is doing a research. I think there is one video also, I don't remember the exact name. I'll just check it out and share the link also in the description of the video, where they have shared that how the ladies who are pregnant, right? For those ladies also, how this AI based chatbots will help them to get the correct precautions which they need to take care before getting pregnancy, in the duration of pregnancy, and after the pregnancy. So depending upon each and every lady's health, their age, their whatever be the important factors which are very very important in order to get the pregnant, in order to get that pregnancy, everything, that AI model will help the ladies, specifically those who belongs to a rural areas where there is not that much accessibility of the doctors. Okay, so that kind of task, that kind of noble task also AI is doing. On the same hand, it's not that uh, it will replace doctors again. Many people usually say that ऐसा भी कभी होगा कि डॉक्टर्स ही नहीं होंगे, एआई ही होगा, ऐसा नहीं होगा. This is not possible, right? Because we as a human being are trying to generate a machine, and obviously this machine, whether this is apt or not, will be only told by the doctors. So, whenever we are working with a healthcare domain, it's very, very important that we have a very good collaboration with the doctors, so that at each and every time they are seeing the results, they are telling to us that whether the results are reliable or not. Even though the number is very good, even though the accuracy is very good, even though the recall factor, which we usually see in our healthcare domain, is very good. Recall is very, very important. It should be very, very high, specifically when we are talking about a healthcare domain. I hope everyone knows what is the meaning of a recall. Anyone who is not aware about the recall meaning? We usually try to create something called as a confusion matrix, right? Where we will be having the actual data and we will be having the predicted data, right? And here, if you will be able to observe, let's say we will be having a positive result, negative result, positive result, negative result. Now, this is something which we call as a true positive, where the actual value is positive and the prediction of a model is also saying it is positive. This is something which we call as a confusion matrix. I hope, I am expecting everyone is aware about this. I already have made a separate video about this as well. Similarly, if let's say ki the actual result is negative, but your prediction is saying it as a positive, this is called as a false positive, because prediction is saying it positive. So it will be a positive, but it's a false positive. Similarly, this is something which we call it as a false negative, and this is true negative. Because here the actual value is positive, but prediction is saying it as a negative. Similarly, here the actual value is negative and the prediction is saying it negative. That's why it is true negative. Now, when we are talking about a recall factor, it is nothing but true positive divided by how many actual values are positive, which is this. It is true positive plus false negative. And what we really want to achieve in the healthcare domain, we want to achieve this false negative factor to be very, very low. Very, very low. What is the meaning of a false negative? If you will be able to observe, for example, we are saying that actually the patient is having a cancer, but my model is saying, my AI based model is saying that the patient is known cancerous. Can you imagine this situation where I am saying that a patient is actually cancerous? Patient is having a problem of cancer. This is the actual truth. But your AI based model is saying that a patient is known cancerous. This is the prediction. And that is the meaning of something which we call as a false negative. And what we want is, we want this value to be very, very low. Because this is a very dangerous situation. It's like you are playing with the body of a human being, right? If this kind of things will happen, nothing can sustain us. Nothing can sustain AI based models. So that is the real task, that is the real objective of every AI developer, to reduce this recall as much as they can, right? To increase this recall value, to reduce this false negative value, right? There are few questions which is coming up. We will talk about that in a later part. Now, with the past, I think 1 year approximately, we are working with another problem, which is a problem of a sensor. Okay, how many of you are available are aware about the problem of a seizure? Anyone who is having an idea about seizure? What is a seizure? How many of you are aware about the problem of seizures? Anyone who is having an idea? हिंदी में इसको दौरा बोलते हैं. सीजर अटैक आता है. In Hindi, we usually say कि दौरा पड़ गया है. Whenever a person is having higher level of anxiety, you can say stress, hypertension is there. At that point of time, nowadays, especially, this problem is very, very common. Maybe few people are not aware about this, but today, after the session, just go and explore about this problem. Brain may obviously there is a very too much pressure which happened, and some for the some point of time, people will not be in a stable state. ठीक है, तो इस प्रॉब्लम को हम सीजर बोलते हैं. अब the company which where uh, from IIT Hyderabad itself, I have done the collaboration and we are working on this particular problem statement. So I'll call, without wasting any time, Ayush here, and he will talk about this problem in a lot more depth कि ये क्या होता है और हम किस तरीके से इस प्रॉब्लम पे काम कर रहे हैं. What things we are doing it here. Again, it's an application of AI in healthcare domain. Try to listen him out and see what things are there, okay? And then we will take up the question step by step. So, hi Ayush, how are you?
Hi, Priya, and good evening, everyone. I'm fine. I'm really good. Thank you
Okay,
for bringing me here.
perfect. So let me stop my screen for the once. Now I think we both are properly visible on the screen. Okay. So, Ayush, can you talk about this? Many people are saying that they're not even aware about this problem of Caesar. So, can you talk about this in a great detail? That what is this all about? What we are doing it with respect to this problem? How AI is
Okay,
solving this problem, right?
okay. So basically, in a layman terms, what I want to explain about seizures is it's basically an overflow of electrical signals in the brain. Okay, and this overflow is rampant and it causes uh, let's say a person to lose consciousness and it's just like you can't function properly. You lose your consciousness, you have blurred vision, and maybe there are some lesions in your brain. Okay, as an effect of these seizures. So this is just a neurological disorder, uh, basically, and there are different types of seizures. And yeah, so what I think that AI can help in this domain is basically, uh, there are basically two types of seizures, and absent seizures and normal seizures, which can be seen. And this is basically a problem that has been, you know, undetected in several patients. And doctors use EEG signals to basically chart out a patient's history if he had a seizure. Okay. So this is basically the overview of what seizures are and how are they like really difficult to detect.
Okay, so Ayush, that's amazing. But now, how we are solving with the help of this AI-based technology, this
Yeah,
kind of a problem? As you said, that it's very difficult even for the doctors, right,
yeah.
to check it out for few patients. So, how we will, what kind of flow we are doing, like what things we are doing, how AI is helping us in order to get that idea that okay, this patient is having a seizure or this patient is not normal.
Okay, so uh, what we are currently doing is that AI can be introduced into seizure detection from like signal processing, basically the pipeline of signal processing. And what currently is being done in hospitals right now is that patients go to the doctor with the problem that, okay, I am having these effects, I am having these symptoms. And what doctors do is they give a patient an EEG recording session. Okay. So the brain signals are recorded for the patient, and the patients are given some stimulants so that if there is any case of seizures in the patients, they can like the body can actually produce a seizure, okay, due to those stimulants. And when that activity, biosignal activity, is recorded in the brain using those EEG signals, the doctors study it and then they can use it for analysis, okay, for the patient's condition. And using AI, what we can do is we can actually, using different signal processing methods, we can actually develop a model or a system that would look into those signals, look into those EEG signals, and would help the doctor, you know, see that if the signals were normal signals, or basically there was some abnormal activity in the brain signals of a patient during that recording session or recorded session of EEG. So that is how we are proceeding for it.
What kind of
Yeah.
models you are using here to, get that classification to be done? Like, what is the pipeline you are using? So let me tell you,
Basically,
he is the one
yeah.
who is doing the code development part with respect to this problem statement. And I used to be the one who usually guide and see the results. That's how the flow is going on. So he is the one who is doing the code development part. That's why I have taken up here. And he'll talk about a bit in machine learning terms as well. So those who are really aware about the concepts of data science, machine learning algorithms that we have, they will be easily able to grab whatever he is conveying as of now. Yeah. I wish you can continue. So, what is the
Yeah.
pipeline that
So
we are following? Yeah.
okay. So what we basically do is we firstly take the data from the hospitals. It's basically, a patient data that has been recorded using hospital equipment, and we take that data, we pass it through a pre-processing pipeline. In that pre-processing pipeline, we just, there is a lot of noise in that EEG signal, EEG data. Okay. And the first thing we do is we have to remove the noise signals. And about the noise signal, if I want to describe what kind of noise we are expecting in EEG signals, it's basically even a muscle twitch, even if you are like slowly moving your hand or slowly moving your legs, or even an eye blink during an EEG recording, is considered as an artifact. Okay, those who don't know, an artifact is basically, in layman terms, is basically an unwanted signal that has been recorded. Okay. So we firstly we have to like remove all those signals, and then from all the channels. So there are different constructions of how EEG is recorded in different setups. Let's say 816 channel method or 1020 system. And if I just take 1020 system, there are like uh, let's say 20 channels, and out of all those channels, we remove the noise, we remove the artifacts, and then we move to the pre-processing part. We see that the data has uh, different like let's say features. Okay. And we analyze those signals. Okay, we analyze those signals using uh, different signal processing methods. And one of them can be, if you have heard, one of them can be fast Fourier transforms, or calculating the power spectral density of all those signals. And it's basically helps us to define a signal's zone. Okay, so this signal was probably in this zone, and this signal was probably in this zone. So basically it helps us to classify the signal as maybe a normal activity and an abnormal activity. And then we make sure that uh, there are no outliers in the signals. Okay, the signals recorded, because the problem of outliers is a really big one. We don't have to look into we don't want any data points that are like uh, too much outside the zone what we are trying to do. And all of these cleaning processes pre-processing and then feature extraction portions are done, and then we put it into a model. Basically, uh, you can use different models, ML models or deep learning models. uh, you can use random forests as a model, and you can get predictions out of it. And in those models, when we are like building the models, we just try to make sure that we hyper parameter tune it. We do the tuning of that model basically at a like a good level, so that you don't have that uh, uh, recall so low. Okay, the main focus is to make the recall as much as good for a medical result. Okay, and as Priya talked about earlier in the session, and there are different methods to check the model's performance. And you can basically if you know about let's say residual plots, you can check a model's performance by just plotting a residual plot, and then you can see if the model is performing better or good or not. So these are the things that you can do. This is basically like a short form of the whole pipeline that we are working with.
Okay, perfect. So, Vikas is asking one question that how will this model work on the head? Will there be thinking? How can ideas be taken from this model?
Okay, how will this model work on the head? So this model is not going to actually work on the head. It's going to work on the signals that are recorded from the head. So Vikas, if you like go and explore about how EEG signals are recorded, there are basically channel settings. There are basically electrodes that are connected to your head, okay, or scalp, let's say. And these electrodes record signals, and these signals can be carried out to, let's say, via software to an equipment where you follow up this whole architecture that I just explained. First, the pre-processing part, noise removal part, and then outlier detection and all of those things, feature extraction, and then into the model. Okay, and then you can actually, you after the feature extraction part, you actually have two sets of data. Let's say normal data and abnormal data, and you really have to make sure that the data is balanced, which is not really in the case of medical data. And that is how it's like trained. And in real time detection, you can use that model for real time detection. Or let's say you have a saved uh, EEG file, okay, or an EEG recording, and then you can push it through the model and see what the predictions are.
Okay, so coming to this part only, what are the challenges that we usually face whenever we are dealing with a healthcare based data set or any healthcare based problem? For example, here I have to talk about cancer detection. We have
Yeah,
talked about COVID,
yeah,
classification part also. Then we have talked about Caesar, normal versus abnormal, and then further
yeah,
classification for that. So you
yeah,
have worked very closely with the this problem, right? Caesar's problem. So
yeah,
what do you think is the challenges that we usually have, which is not usually there in other domains, but it
yeah,
is specifically there in healthcare domain? Can you talk about that
yeah.
as well?
Specifically in the healthcare domain, what the problems are that uh, let's say the example of cancer detection only, okay, or let's say COVID, okay. So basically, we all might have heard that, okay, I developed a model that would scan the X-rays of patients' chests, or maybe let's say MRI of the chest, and would say that this is a case of COVID and this is not the case of COVID, okay. So in those cases, where the model basically fails in a lot of times is, even if you change the even if you take let's say you trained a model on the scans of machine A, okay, and then you are trying to take the scans of from machine B and trying to put it through your model, then the predictions might be really wrong. Because every machine has its configurations or resolutions to record the data, okay, or print MRI or X-ray or anything like that you're working with. So you really need to look at the data source where the data is coming from, okay, and you need to tune the model according to those needs. So these are like, this is one of the problems that you might face. Also, uh, in like normal medical data, there's a lot of problem of data imbalance, okay. You would get cases of cancer patients, and compared to that, that
Non-cancerous
number would be
patients.
really low, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that number would be really low in terms of normal patients. So you have to, adjust the model, or like increase the samples for cancer, so that you can actually train the model, and make the model balanced, make the data sets balanced, so you can have a, actually a good model that can actually predict what cancer is and what non-cancer scans are like. Similarly with seizures, we have like, let's say we have a 20-minute recording of EG, okay. So in that 20-minute recording of EG, maybe the patient only had 40 seconds of seizure, okay. So all of that, besides that 40 seconds, all of that activity was normal, and then there might be some initial starting abnormal activity, and then 40 minutes of seizure, and then normal activity. So there is a data imbalance, there is a sample imbalance that you have to really look into, and all of these things that
And
are the
even
major concerns in medical
getting
data.
that data set which is Caesar or which is
Yeah,
cancerous, is that easy for
yeah.
you?
No, not at all. That is not at all easy. It's like you have to, go through a lot of procedures. And in India, there are a lot of strict rules, and you have to maintain patient privacy, and make sure that you don't reveal the patient's identity. You use the data for like the benefit of the people, not to your own personal gains or anywhere else. Also, uh, let's say that even if you are collecting the data from a hospital, then the hospital might have one department uh, in which machine A is being used to record data, and another department where machine B is being used to record the data. So whenever we get the data from the hospital, it's really like hard to make the data sample out the data, so that we can use both the data from machine A and machine B into our own model for training or testing purposes or anything like that. So you have to do a lot of procedures, like, yeah. That is
Yeah.
really hard.
So let me tell you that whenever we are dealing with the healthcare based data specifically, it's not ethical to directly use any patient data and start working upon it. You
Yeah,
need to have a collaboration, proper permissions with respect to the doctors and the hospitals. And as Ayush said, that there are a lot of procedures which are there, then only you can start working upon it. And if you will be able to observe whatsoever companies are working in healthcare based domain, whatever colleges, IITs, IISc Bangalore, whatever students are working in this research area, I myself have worked upon it. So that's why I'm saying that you will observe one common thing, that there will be a collaboration with the doctors and the hospitals which these guys have. Personally, maybe you will not able to gain that kind of collaboration. It requires either a team effort, or there will be a connection which will be common mutual connection which will be there, because it should be reliable. The source should be reliable where you are getting the data set, because you can't train on any some random data and you can get your model done, and then you are saying that okay, you are getting a very good recall factor, it's very great, and then you can start working upon it. Obviously the complete story will go wrong. So you have to deal with the real time data. To get that real time data itself is a big trouble in healthcare domain. And then as Ayush said, that even that small eye blink is also a noisy point which you have to detect first of all, and then you have to clear all those outliers, and then you can start working upon it. So basically first part is data collection, which is a very big trouble. Second part is that once we will be able to get that getting those outliers and removing that is a big trouble. Third part is data imbalancing, which is a very big challenge in healthcare domain. That okay, once we will be able to get the data, now you know that whatever diseases are there, obviously as comparable to the normal patients, the diseases which people usually have are quite less, right? The data which is available for the normal part is very big chunk as comparable to the data which is available for the seizure patients, cancerous patients, and so on. So obviously there we have to apply data imbalance techniques, data balancing techniques, for example, oversampling, undersampling, and there are many more. So if you will be able to observe, the common fundamentals for all the domains will remain the same. Here also we are doing a outlier detection. Here also we are doing a fine tuning, hyperparameter tuning. Here also we are doing a data imbalancing, right? Whatever problems we are facing. So many people usually ask me that, how to get to know that, which particular domain suits me. So I always say ki, try to build your fundamentals first, because for every domain, whether you are working in a banking, in a finance, in a cyber security, networking, healthcare, these fundamentals will remain the same. It's just the way of working, it's just the data set, it's just the performance metrics will get changed. And that is something I think you guys have observed in this complete session. Any questions if you guys have, now you can ask from us. I think after that we can wrap up the session. Ayush, do you have something to further talk about? You can say. Otherwise, we can start taking up the questions.
Uh, Nothing in particular, but to all of you here, I would just say that, as Priya advised us all, that you need to work on the fundamentals, you need to work on the basics. It doesn't matter in any whichever domain you like or whichever domain you go in, basically artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning, something like that. You have to always be worked up with all the fundamentals. It's not at all about just calling out the modules or calling different packages and getting a train test split, training the model, getting a better performance. You can always build a small model or a project like that, but you have to look into you have to go deeper to understand how things work actually. Things are happening and why are they happening like that. So I would suggest, like, go deeper.
Perfect, perfect. Vikas is saying that we have just come to college. So, how can we think about these models? Whom is the source for which we get our ideas about this AI based models? Ayush, you are
uh,
also in college, if I'm not wrong.
yeah, I just finished up with my seventh semester. I'm about to graduate, so yeah.
So see, he is also your brother only. So he's not that experienced guy working in some industry having 15, 20 years of experience. He is also just starting it out. If you can see that the kind of knowledge he is having currently, the kind of collaborations. So how you get this opportunity, Ayush, by the way?
I basically, mm, texted different people, DM'd different people on Discord, LinkedIn, and everywhere. And I was lucky enough to find this opportunity on Discord. I uh, met my team there, and yeah, we had a shaky but good start. And yeah, it's been a strong team. So,
So the
like
thing
that.
which I want to convey here from Ayush example is that you need to just have that mindset that I'll try to make some good networks. I'll try to meet people. I'll try to convey the ideas, and the more you will build your network, better you will be able to get an idea. You know, automatically see he must call anyone, maybe person, he get connected with him, and then automatically the team size is very big. Now he's connected with me as well directly. We don't have direct connection, but indirectly we are interconnected now. So whatever problem he's getting, he's directly sharing with me, and now I am trying to mentoring him that we can do like this or we can do like that. So this is how basically networking will happen. So if you will be able to nowadays we have a LinkedIn platform. It's a very amazing platform. I always say try to network with people of a similar mindset, and see the work of other people, what work they are doing. Everything is available now in the LinkedIn profile of each and every one. And then maybe you can start discussing that, okay, these are the things which I want to do. And if someone is interested in doing the similar kind of a task, obviously they will reach out to you again, and then they will ask you the help, and you guys can collaborate. Collaboration is something which is very very important. And if you will ask from me as well that what you have gained from your master's journey in IIT Hyderabad, I will say the collaboration, the networking. After some point of time, degree doesn't matter that much, right? uh, no one really worries about that, okay, she is having that kind of a degree. Personally, to me, what matters me the most is that the network which I will be able to build from that college, right? And I think these kind of work also I got from colleges itself. So from there itself we collaborated, and then we started working upon it. And you never know, right, what network will help you in future. Whatever opportunities today I got, everything I got from a networking itself. The placements which I got from IIT Hyderabad, I even didn't accept the letter. I got it from somewhere, right? So please try to explore. Doesn't say that you are from college, what you should do, what kind of thinking you should have. It's just the right mindset, and then the courage to seek help from others, to ask guidance from others. That's the only thing which is required. Okay. Uh, Insta ID, I want to talk to you. So I'll share the LinkedIn ID in the description of the video, and then you will be able to connect with him. And if you have any questions further to ask with respect to this part, whatever things we have discussed, you can ask from him. Higher education in data science is worth? Definitely, yes. Higher education in any domain is worth it. If you can go and pursue, it would be great, right? I think we can wrap up, Ayush. Thank you so much for
Yeah,
joining in. I believe that it would be very, very insightful session for each and every one. What you guys have said, I think everyone will be able to understand whatever things we really want to convey here. Please do hit like button, share this video with each and every one. Once again, I am doing a announcement that for those again who might join for the very first time, I have launched on my platform the course of DSA for interview preparation. If you will go, it will start very soon. On 16th of January, there is a very first class. So if you are someone who wants to do the preparation for DSA part, it's a 2-month course. You can check every module, whatever things I'll cover up in each and every section. Go explore, check it out. For the first 20 people, 20% off is going on already. I think there are very limited seats which are left up. So if you want, you can go and explore and check it out and take this course. Okay. Thank you so much everyone for joining in. Thank you so much Ayush for coming here,
thank you,
spending your
Priya.
time.
Thank you, everyone. I've been really grateful for this opportunity, and thank you for bringing me here on this
Yeah,
platform to share
keep up doing
ideas.
your nice work, whatever things you are doing. I'm pretty sure you
Yeah,
will go very far, right?
yeah.
Thank you so much everyone. Bye bye.
Uh, Bye, everyone.